Alright, let's see. I hope this is all good, I didn't do much testing beforehand, so it's been a while since I've streamed, had to reinstall Linux. Let's see. Okay, need to disable JavaScript completely. I might need to edit my audio levels. Yeah, definitely. Alright. How about that? That seems like a good starter. Maybe that. Okay, how's that? Move the chat there. How do I share? Hello. That's not what I want. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna mute, or not mute site, but can I mute tab? Looks like I can only mute site. Okay. Hey Chirp, how's it going? Oh boy, it's been a while since I've streamed last. Let's see if I still got it. Gotta share that. And yeah, let me know if any audio levels need adjusting or anything like that, because I actually had to completely reset everything up. So nothing is saved when it comes to my streaming settings. Maybe I should move my mic closer. Maybe. Need to move some stuff around. I haven't touched my desktop in like 2 months. So this is actually the first day I'm touching my desktop since the last time I streamed, which was who knows when. Which is, it's all due to just house stuff, but let's see how many people join. So, I also have a Fluxer, Stoat, and Element stuff now too, so people can chat there. This quality. Okay, it does go up. Alright, so I have and I'm also going to shuffle and repeat. Oh, frick. Okay. That works. Alright, so I have this thing called OUI that I've been working on. And what it is it's a UI library, and I just realized I don't have ESA installed. I reinstalled Linux today, so, you know. Okay. So I don't have CMake. Alright, so I don't have Raylib. Hey Somfan, how's it going? So I need to install Raylib. Okay, so this is the demo I made for my UI library, and please tell me if audio levels need to be adjusted, because what I hear is different from what you guys hear. So I've got features like roundness, I've got these toggles in the built-in widgets so programmers don't have to implement everything themselves. I've got layering, because this UI library is actually immediate mode, so a challenge I had was like if you had two buttons layering each other, how only the one on top would activate. My solution to that was input layers that the programmer can set up. So that's that. Also, yeah, sliders, and yeah, progress bar. I can lock things, zoom in and out. Also, if you can hear a lawnmower, just ignore that. I also have hold buttons too. Hey Theo, how's it going? It's been so long since I streamed last. I think the last time I streamed was the last time I even saw this desktop. So, this is my demo, and it's very much inspired by Clay, because the way you spawn like rectangles and stuff is with this OUI macro. And the built-in widgets themselves are in TK functions, which just basically use the public API for spawning rectangles, and that's it. So, what I want to do today is implement some more widgets and refactor stuff and whatnot. Because one thing I have to do... Well, I'm only using Raylib for this demo. The library itself is actually renderer agnostic. So like, for example, my draw function for drawing rectangles is not actually in the library itself, it's in the demo. And I want this demo to work on Windows, Mac, and Linux, if possible. So, no. Also, devfb0, is that even available on, like, the BSDs? Oh, as a bonus, this library doesn't use malloc or free or any other, like, standard library functions. It does use some stuff from the standard library, but they're just type defs and defines. Alright, so I need to look at my my to-do. Okay, so stepper, item list, sample viewer, color picker. I'm not sure if I want to add some like complex widgets, just because my idea behind built-in widgets is like widgets that are so basic you're gonna have to implement them anyway, but don't have that much going for them, so the likelihood of you wanting to implement your own features for that widget are very low. Well, yeah, you would draw the same general way as you do in Linux and BSDs, but the files might be different, and the operating system API will definitely be different. So, okay, let's see. Sample viewer, single line. Okay, I don't think we need tooltips. That's kind of a useless item to have in here because that's literally just a label with a background. So I'll remove tooltips, date time picker, pop-up container, color picker, progress bar. So, okay. And I'll just, okay, so I will implement render, right. I will implement Let's do a stepper. Now, should I do a stepper where it has its own style for every component, or should I use the button? That's my question. I'll do its own components. That seems logical. Oh, another thing I want to do first is swap around. I have these functions for calculating padding, but I named them kind of backwards, so I want to change them real quick. OUI calc pad. Paddo. OUI calc unpad. I'm going to change this to pad. OUI calc paddo. I'm going to change that to unpad. Okay, everything seems to be working fine. Let's see the git diff. So, as expected, every instance of pad and unpad have changed. And I think I'm using these functions too in the demo itself, so let me grep rn calc pad unpad. Okay, we're good. Okay, so now let's implement a stepper. So, alright, first I'm going to create a style for this toolkit widget, because I'm separating. The way I'm doing things is widgets built into the library are instead separated into their own kind of little sub-library inside the library called the toolkit. And it's optional to use, that's why I did that. So it's like clear that you don't have to use toolkit widgets, they're just in there so you don't have to write tons and tons of boilerplate. Style, stepper. Let's see, I want corner radius, OUI, side spaces, padding, OUI, side spaces, border thickness, OUI, side spaces, line thickness, OUI, color, BG, normal, BG, disabled, OUI, color, border, normal, border, disabled. I don't know if you guys can hear the lawnmower, but please just ignore it. To the best of your abilities. I have no control over that. So now I have buttons. I also want to stay consistent with, okay, yeah. I'm gonna change button to normal. No, okay, I'll just make a button. Yeah, select button and do button click. Wait, What am I doing? Button BG click, or active. That's what I want. Border. Line. And let me look at TK button real quick. Style button. Normal, hovered, active, disabled. I should add those too. Button BG hovered. Button border hovered. And button line hovered. And now I'm going to align them. Okay, so I have a button style. That should be good. And now, I think in way of style, that's pretty good. Yeah. So now I just have to add it to my styles here. What size is this? Size 136 bytes. How about panel? 76 bytes. 136 bytes, 76, 116. This should go above that. 124, 130. Whoa, okay. Wow. Button. Okay, I think we found where it should go. Yep. Cool. Now, I should go to, I should note, okay, corner radius, padding, border thickness, line thickness, the common 4, and then I have those. So I'm going to write them down in my default style. So I'm going to do stepper. BG normal OUI color there. Hey Baco, how's it going? Congrats on Gen 2. I actually had a thing today where I uninstalled Gen 2. This is, I'm using CacheOS now because I had some problems with Gen 2 and I just didn't want to deal with them. So my system is approximately 2 hours old. Cool, right? It was born today. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm gonna open up my style napkin. Don't have GIMP installed. Oh, by the way, here's a fast fetch. GIMP. Ooh, pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna open. I don't have any recents open, it looks like. Anime Girls in the Woods. That's my browser background. Coding. C. OUI. UI style napkin. Okay, so stepper, huh? Let's create this. What did I just do? Okay, I want to make sure. Okay. Cool. So a stepper is going to be about yay big. Maybe a little larger. And I'm gonna need that. Threshold. Wait, I think this is FFFF. This is FFFF. Okay, good. There's no like subtle coloring. Now I need this. Yes. And I need to add the other colors. Having this style napkin is so nice. It makes making a consistent style much easier. So now I'm just gonna move this over here. I think I'm gonna do that. Move it over a little bit. It's fine. Yeah. And now I'm just going to copy this, paste, 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 and paste. And then merge, 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 merge. And now I need to copy this. Let me set that to... I don't know why everything's blurry as well. Like, I'm not sure what that is all about. I'll have to figure that out after the stream. It's kind of weird, kind of annoying, but whatever. Okay, so this is what the stepper would look like, roughly. You'd have text in the middle and then you have two buttons. Now let me just model the inactive stepper as well. So for the inactive stepper, all the colors are going to be like this. Yeah, looks pretty good. So now I'm just gonna export, overwrite, yep. And write this into the style. So for the background, I'm gonna do what I think is just FFFFFFF, or yeah. And then I need, I'll move the chat over here too, because this is where my code is. What color now? I need BG disabled, OUI color, D3, and now border normal and border disabled. And also line. I'll fix the alignment here in a second too. So border D9. Border disabled. B3. Line normal. And line disabled. C7. And now fix a lineup. Very good. Now I need the button variants. Right, so normal OUI or button BG normal OUI color. I'm gonna scoot these over. I cracked my phone today. Kinda sad about it, considering it was a Graphene OS Pixel 9A. So, really awesome phone, a dream phone, and I cracked the screen. Which, very sad about. Active. What do I also want to, normal hovered active disabled is how I do things. Want to stay consistent throughout my library now. Normal hovered active disabled. I also need a border. And line. I'm also gonna go ahead and configure padding to be. Hello, Thrill Village, how's it going? How is it going? Border thickness. Yep, this is live. Welcome. Welcome to an Oglo stream. Sorry, that sounded really weird. But, yeah, point stands. Button BG normal. Okay, so I'm gonna need... Oh yeah, I should also... How do I want to do that? Okay, so... The background is this. Oh. I mean, cool, but vibe coding. Bruh. What's Streamlabs? Button border normal. I've never heard of Streamlabs before. Borderline normal. Okay, I'm gonna also add the disabled colors. The background, A4, A4, A4. No, that's wrong. Yeah. Button BG disabled. $8B, $8B, $8B. Coincidentally, another funny looking hex number. Oh. I mean, if you want to do like advanced live streaming, just use OBS. It's free and open source software. My project, it's going good. I'm working on a stepper widget for my built-in widgets, so the programmer doesn't have a ton of boilerplate. Border disabled, I need line disabled. Now we need to come up with, oh, got a little bit of spit on my keyboard. Okay, now I need to come up with how I want the buttons to look when I hover and when I click. Let's see here. I'm actually gonna move these to over here after expanding the canvas, that is, image, canvas size. 64 plus 32 is 96. 96. Cool. Resize, layers, fill with all layers. Okay. Resize. And then I'm going to take that and fill back. Oh shit. What did I do? Oh. Okay, there we go. I should also move the chat over here. I released my mod today and have been getting my shortcut fork to modern C++. Oh, nice. Looks good, by the way. Peek. Thank you. Yeah, I hate C++. I had to do some C++ fuckery for trying to compile Hyperland from source today in order to try and save my Gen 2 system, and that's when I just kind of lost it, and then decided to install Arch in the form of CachyOS. Need to fill. Ooh, this is satisfying. It's like a smart eraser. So, I just don't get the point of C++, other than it's basically just C, but you don't need to use tricks. It's kind of a stupid reason, because when I say C-tricks, I don't mean like some archaic thing. I mean just a simple C-trick. Like, for example, having vectors in C, dynamic arrays. You can create a header, set language C. You can create a header, and then you can have information in here, like the capacity, the size, or like the count, and the data, if you wanted to, and the type size. Actually, you don't need that. You just need this. And then what you can do is have you can have, for example, an integer vector and set it to like do this, and then have a vec new macro or something that takes vec. And what you can do now is vec, what it will do is it will create this header and then allocate data tied to this header's capacity, and then set this vec to that pointer. And the way it's laid out is you don't need to store this header, like a reference to this header, because the way the header is stored is it's right before this pointer. So if you wanted to get the header, what you would do is say header is equal to cast the vec pointer to a header pointer, and then -1, and you get the header associated for that vector. And C++, like, I get the appeal of C++, but for as much convenience as it gives you, it also gives you a whole ton of bullshit. I also watched the Wooshka podcast recently where Sean Barrett coded a 2D game engine in Visual Studio 6 and C89. Yeah, Sean Barrett, programmer of STV. I love that guy. Okay, I should... He's an oldie classic. Amazing programmer. I'm gonna play with this style a little bit. This is why I have a style napkin. Because I'm not too excited about how it looks right now. I could do something like that, but then it's not consistent with the rest of the, you know what, this is fine. The reason I have that default style is so other people can change it anyway, so it's okay. So now I'm going to copy. And copy again. And merge these to the base layer. And now, let's say this is the hovered one. I think what I'll do maybe is slightly lighten the color. But then it looks wrong. Let me try that again. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, what about oh yeah, I'll just change the saturation. That looks wrong. I think I'm stuck. The retro look? Oh yeah. Well, that's just because I wanted my built-in widgets to be simple, but actually the way I'm doing this is I have essentially 2 borders for every widget, so you can actually have some pretty complex looks by simply altering the theme for the built-in widgets. Well, I want everything to have a coherent accent color, so I don't really want to change the hue. What I could do is have Yeah, you know what? I won't have a hover color. Instead I'll have, you know what? Now that I'm realizing it, a stepper is a trivially simple thing for the programmer themselves to implement. It's kind of weird for me to have that built in. I know I just did a ton of work, but it's sort of like redundant. I am using, today I installed a CachyOS. I wiped my 2-year-old Gen 2 system, which I'm kind of sad about. And I'm just kind of sad today, because like I cracked my phone today. First crack in the phone, by the way, is a phone running Graphene OS, and I've been looking forward to having this phone for many, many years. Yeah, I had to wipe my Gen 2 install today. But yeah, I'm using a CachyOS. Decided I would try it, considering I needed to reinstall Linux anyway. Yeah, I'm trying not to break this phone. I think I'll get a screen protector, because the crack in it is kind of minor. My worry is that if I swipe over it enough, I'll get gunk permanently in it. So I'll get a screen protector or something. I'm pretty sad about it, though. My dot files, whoa. Yeah, this is one thing I don't like about Chrome, is like the pop-ups can expose information and also are just annoying. I'm gonna Omnibox. Search suggestions only. I'll relaunch Helium later. Well, I'm using Hyperland, and I'll just send the dot files here. Actually, you know what I can do? XDG open. Watch this. Oh, wait, what? Excuse me? What's this shit? What is this open in? This isn't Helium, I don't think. What is this? Oh, I guess it is Helium. Interesting. But yeah, this is my rice right here that I'm using. Yeah, thanks to QuickShell. Though, for whatever reason, it's rendering very blurry. I don't know why. I've never had this issue before, but it's just blurry. I don't know. Linux, man, Linux. Like, even BSD didn't have this issue, which is kind of insane. Sure. I'll link it. I meant to link it, but I guess I forgot. There you go. In Helium browser, actually good. I'm currently using. Yeah. So Helium, it's like it's basically like one of these minimal browser. Can't speak today. Minimal browsers, but Chromium based. And the reason I do not use Firefox is due to like all the controversial shit they're doing, the political moves they're doing. LibreWolf is just outdated as fuck. I'm surprised you're able to use that. And all the other Firefox forks just kind of suck. So I'm using Chromium-based browsers exclusively, and Helium is the best browser I've found so far. Yeah, they're even like removing the Firefox logo or something from Firefox. But yeah, check out Helium. I migrated to it from Brave. It's a really, really good browser. Which means I also moved to, instead of syncing stuff using Brave, I sync stuff using my VPS in a Git repo now. So I feel a lot more secure as well. Let's see. I want to look at my to-do again. To-do, total render to-do. By the way, this is a to-do application I wrote in C. Item list. See, a lot of this stuff, now that I'm looking at it, I'm realizing I probably should not implement because it's like highly specific. I guess I could implement some kind of sample viewer though. No. Yeah, no. An item list, maybe. That's actually not a bad idea. I could do an item list. Okay, yeah. Radio button. I could do a radio button. Yeah, let me just remove all the complex stuff. Oh. That I don't think I'll be implementing. Stepper, bye-bye. Item list, color picker, maybe. I'll keep that in there. Sample viewer, though. I might implement a text editor. That's actually not a bad idea. I'll keep that in there. Radio buttons, checkboxes, paginations, those can go. Date time picker. No, that's a little too specific. Tabs? No. Scroll containers? Maybe. I'll put that in maybe. And then those can go. Yeah. Windows user spotted. Notes to compile time. Bruh. A demand for graphics programmers? I mean, there's a demand for every kind of programmer, even web devs. But really, I haven't been looking much into that because I'm kind of apprehensive to write code for money because the industry kind of just looks like a shitty place right now. And I think my goals for writing software are completely different than the average programmer's goals when it comes to making money. Notepad++. What are you saying, Notepad? Oh, you mean like for a to-do app? I mean, my to-do app just parses a total file. TDLF file and then prints it. It doesn't even make memory allocations. There's also firmware engineering. Yeah. Vibe coding is never going to replace programmers. That's my stance. Like, as someone with programming experience, I can see that vibe coding is just, it's getting better and better. But the problem is that it's the problem vibe coding will never solve unless you get like a brain implant or something is the problem of would you rather write it yourself or trust that someone else can write it for you? Someone else is going to have a totally different vision. What terminal am I using? I'm using Kitty with Bash and Starship. Starship is the prompt. Also, isn't CUDA like the proprietary NVIDIA GPU thing? I don't have an NVIDIA GPU, so I couldn't use CUDA if I wanted to. I kind of hate graphics programming, to be honest. Um, I actually have used New Shell before. I've tried Ghosty in the past, but honestly, I don't really care what terminal emulator or shell I use as long as I can use it. I'm not really into the whole trendy thing unless I see a reason to use said trendy thing. Like, for example, QuickShell and Hyperland, my reason for using those is they look nice. And, you know, my rice, the whole point of ricing is you make something that looks nice and is usable. Why do you hate it? Because it's just so fragmented. And, like, there's all these proprietary components that come together, and it's like abstraction over abstraction over abstraction over abstraction. It's messy. It doesn't work in the TTY. Like, there are tons of reasons to hate graphics programming, especially on Linux. I like to code commands in terminal. Yeah, I mean, aliases, bash scripts, and binaries. If I installed this into user bin, well, user local bin, rather, then demo would be a command on my system. Who's Casey? Oh, Casey Moratori? I don't actually know if I just spat out a real name. I'm just pulling strands from my head. If I said a real name, I'm actually gonna... Oh, wow. Okay, I said a real name. Wow. That's like when someone asked me if I know what Anubis is, and I kind of just blurted out the two-color character things, because I vaguely remembered it from like a couple years ago, and I actually got it right. I guess my memory's better than I thought. Handmade Hero. Oh, I'm in that Discord server. Handmade Hero. Honestly, learning programming, from what I've seen, the people who get the most high-paying jobs in programming are the people who learned programming not for a job, but because they genuinely like it. See, my take is that when you learn programming for money, you end up learning the hot new topic, and then as soon as you actually get good at said hot new topic to be hired for it, that hot new topic is dead. So you kind of just want to choose a niche and stick to it because you love it. It's like, I'm not programming in C because of a potential job opportunity. I'm just programming in C because I love it. I mean, I'm saying this as an extra station. I used to program in Rust exclusively, and I got tired of it. Okay, so kind of at a standstill, because I kind of want to start building something with my UI library, and what did I... I'm confused. Oh, I'm just being dumb. Item list. Let's work on a... Well, with rounded corners, these kind of are the same thing, I guess. So let's work on a radio button. That sounds nice. And pretty simple, too. Let's see. Type dev struct UITK style radio button. What is a radio button exactly, according to the internet? I mean, yeah, but a radio button is a graphical user interface that allows users to from okay. Right. So honestly, this is another thing the programmer could just make, but I kind of want to add it because it's like one of those common boilerplate things, you know? Yeah, I don't know. You know what? To be honest, I think this is all I need to implement for now. I'm kind of happy with this. I could implement a text editing widget too. I'm not sure how exactly I want to do that. That seems like another thing the programmer themselves could implement. I should also read the comments too. IDK man, I've been watching him. I heard about graphics programming and it looks fun. So, okay, graphics programming, it can mean a few different things. I like high-level graphics programming. Like this that I'm doing right now is a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. But what I hate is, for example, another project of mine. Is this project that I need to install some dependencies, don't I? Let's install glfw, glew, glue. I'll also install SDL3 and SDL2 because why not? I'll need those for future projects anyway. So this is a fuck. Wait, I have the solution, I think. I had a thing. Simply use X11, yeah. Simply use X11. So this is a thing I'm programming in OpenGL. I can't move. Oh right, I ripped out the movement controls. There is a fully functional camera in here though. But yeah, this is the thing I'm programming with just OpenGL itself. No high-level graphics engine on top. Also networking. I made a Christmas tree in Raylib, nice. Watch out for feature creep. I learned it the hardware. I'm assuming you meant hardware. Yeah. What is feature creep? So feature creep is where you just keep adding features and features and features and features, and then all of a sudden your code is a spaghetti mess that you do not want to touch. That's what feature creep is. It also, like, the application itself could become a spaghetti mess that users don't want to touch. So, like, for example, an example of feature creep would be, where did my code go? Whoops. Must have exited it. Is it over here? No. Also, tell me if any audio is too loud, because I cannot hear what you guys hear. But feature creep, an example of feature creep would be, like, here's my to-do list application, for example. It just reads a text file, character by character, and interprets it on the fly. So feature creep would be, for example, if I read every character into a malloc buffer and then had a TUI. That, I mean, it's a sensible feature, but like, if you keep adding features like that, your program just becomes more and more complex. And I actually pride myself on the fact that this to-do list renderer essentially is what it is. It does not do any memory allocations in the heap. It does not call malloc, does not call free, does not do any of that, and it still can do all this. I pride myself on that. Really, the only operating system stuff it does is read arguments, read a file, and print to std out and stdr. Hey Oglo, what's up? Hey Luigi, what's up? All static. Oh, whoa, static? What do you mean? My audio is wrong? Is something wrong with my audio? So I'm gonna go ahead and release this into the wild. Git switch main merge dev cat OUI. Version, so git tag v 0.0.1. Oh, hey, Chanko. I mean, I'm not great at OpenGL. I just know the basics. Like, I know how to create buffers and render them, essentially. I'm no master at graphics programming, guys. I tend to stick more towards the back end, more pure computation. Okay, so let's create a project now. Holy shit. Let's do this. And let me just git log. You know what I want to create? And I want to see this on GitLab now. Open. I had an alias that was like git remote URL open. Wait, right. Whoops. OUI. Git remote URL open origin. Look at that. You can see it all in its pure glory. And it's written in 100% C as a single header file. GG's! Yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And look, that's there's been a lot of commits since the first ever commit, which is where I made the main branch. So alright, let's create this project, guys. Should I start a new stream? No, I'll keep it on the same stream. What terminal emulator do I use? I'm using a Kitty. No particular reason, I just like it. But yeah, Kitty. What should I call this synthesizer? Egg loop? I need some weird name. Cosmonaut. Kinda like that. How do you spell cosmonaut? Or how about Cosmo? Cosmosynth. Yes. I like that. And I'm just gonna copy some files over. You have a girlfriend? Lucky fucker. Sorry for my language, but yeah, lucky. I say hi back. Let's see, what should I rip from? I am going to take... I'll take Zinth CMake and git ignore. And, no, wait. I have an even more recent, but, discontinued project. Git clone. That was my prior attempt, where instead I would make a language that compiles down to UI code, but it's kind of a failed attempt because I realized it'd be way too much work. CGUI, CMake, get ignore. I'll also copy the, what project should I copy the license from? I'll copy Zinth. Good. And I'll also edit, I need to check the get ignore. Okay, good. How about the CMake file? Yeah, it looks pretty good, I'd say. I'll disable this for now. I don't need that. Well, extra wear, pedantic, very good. Cosmosynth. Synthesizer and sequencer from the Cosmos. Sure. I'm too web-pilled when it comes to making UI, but seems very fun making it with C or native in general. Also, hello there. Hey, Oxmo. I've not seen you in my streams before. Welcome. Do you guys use Figma for planning UIs? Oh, I don't. He probably does. Always way easier to iterate and try a bunch of ideas, in my opinion. Nice. Do you have a job? I don't have a job. And I'm kind of hesitant to get a programming job, to be honest. Do you make just the bare bone on Figma, or do you make the full UI? I personally just use GIMP. Create an image file and sketch out my UI in there. Okay. Oh, I do not need this. Template processing. Okay. APIC. Yeah, that's not a bad dependency to have in there. Screws, definitely gonna have that in there. MSVC. Yeah, oh wait, yeah, that's flags. And I think that's my entire CMake file that I need. Now I'll create a README. Cosmosynth. A synthesizer and sequencer from the Cosmos. I'll put a little bit of a this project is very much a work in progress, so no one gets too excited. And now let's create the obligatory hello world. I haven't touched this keyboard in so long, so I'm getting a little bit used to it again. I should also get init I'm going to create those dependencies because I need those. My age? I'm 17. That's something I feel comfortable with sharing online, to be honest. Depends sometimes. I get the top bar. This entire shell, even the wallpaper, is being rendered via quick shell. I'm using I have it in the description. It's just an unmodified Rainy 75. Rainy 75. I said Ray 75. No, it's a Rainy 75. I'm gonna add APIC and screws. And, OUI, of course. Depths. Okay, yep. And I'll add OUI to my dependencies in CMake. Depths, OUI. I should also add dependencies to the README. Leave it like that. Yeah, go ahead, copy my configs. I make them public for a reason. So, building CMake, obviously. I'll use SDL3. SDL3, yeah. And yeah, I think that'll be it for now. And let's build this to make sure it works. I know what the issue is. Well. And hello world. How did I learn my first programming language? Good question. That's actually a really good question. I don't actually fully remember, but it's probably just out of boredom, to be honest. Or because I wanted to learn programming. My first language was Python. And then after that is Rust, and then after that it's what it is now, C. So, okay. Alright, let's get a window up and running. So, I'm gonna do some tricks here. Do a little go-to cleanup finessing. Well, this music is super quiet. Oh, Snowfall. That's a good one. I'm trying to ask how, like, from documentation or videos, what are you interested in? Good question. So I don't fully remember how I first learned programming, but what I can tell you is how I would learn programming, like nowadays. So I'd start by learning C. C is like the one language where if you learn it, you've learned all the concepts needed to get started with other languages pretty quickly. And the way I would learn C, to be honest, is you're kind of lucky when it comes to C, because there's a YouTube channel called Sodding. This guy, and I'll leave the links in the chat. And he programs in C mainly, and just watching him program is already educational enough. Like, if you just watch him write code, you'll learn a ton. That's how I learned C, is just by watching this guy. Yeah, Sodding is the GOAT. He's also one of the main inspirations for me live streaming. Oh yeah, that was a good video. It gave me some ideas for how I could improve my string slice implementation in my screws library, which was neat. I should also add a fail label. Why is this music's way too quiet in my ears? The Stardew Valley music, it's way quieter than all the other songs for whatever reason. Okay, I should say if SDL, how do you initialize SDL again? SDL init video, SDL init audio, const char error, SDL get error. fprintf. Failed to initialize SDL. And then in here, we'll say if init SDL I guess I don't need that. SDL stop. What was destroy? SDL what? Terminate? I forgot what the function is called. Let me look at another one of my projects. Pulse VM. PVM piano. Yes. So main. Get that fucking tree out of there. Okay. So right, SDL init. Good. And then how do I clean up SDL? SDL quit. That's what it was. Yes. SDL quit. Random question, but how hard is it to learn making native UI? I'm working on some side project and I want to build the UI this way, but scared I won't be able to achieve the vision I have for it. Assuming you're asking me and not someone else in the chat, I actually never really looked into making native UI because that's a whole like hellhole rabbit hole that I don't want to look into. If you want a library that abstracts native UI for you, look at WX widgets. But really, like, if you want a sane experience making UI, you have to make your own UI library or use some other UI library that isn't native, because native UI sucks. I learned C++ using like W3 Schools exercise, so I mean, that's good only for a little bit, but you don't get a deep understanding for C++. Honestly, C++ is garbage. Just learn C. And I was searching what I was not. Yeah, now that's good. My take for learning a programming language is you should learn the basics that you're guaranteed to need to use every minute or so, like creating a function or a variable or an if statement. And then you should just start building a project. And then when you need to know how to do something, just look it up. And the reason why I do it this way is because your brain forgets information if you don't use it immediately. SDL resize. What should I set window flags to? SDL window resizable. That's a must. Can't spell. There we go. There we go. And I should also create type def struct application. I should just say graphics. I'll call it graphics. It will be SDL window, SDL renderer, static graphics. And that will initialize all fields to 0, which in this case is null for each pointer. Now I just have to say if SDL create window and renderer window title window default window width, default window height, window flags, and graphics window, graphics renderer. And I'll also put these on new lines. And I'll create define default window width. I'll set to 760. Default window height 480, I guess. That seems like a good dimensions, I think. And the window title, right, I just need to allocate some bytes. 1024. I'll also set this as a static. SN printf include string.h. I actually don't have window titles visible in my rice, so window title, size of window title, and now cosmosynth v, and then I'll put in the cosmosynth version string, like that. Yeah. And for safety reasons, I'll say window title size of window title. Actually, I'll do arraylen, a little cleaner. I'll keep that above one. I'll also change this to arraylen as well. Null terminator. And yeah. And let me create that arraylen macro as well. Okay. Alright. Alright, let me read the chat. Wow, there's a lot of, paradigms are dumb. Object-oriented programming, functional programming, it's all dumb. Data-oriented programming is the best programming, because it's literally just modeling how your CPU thinks. Alright. I think I am just biased because I don't... C++ sucks. The libraries I use the most in C, good question. So, I use, and I kind of want to reopen this browser so I don't get all those pop-ups. I'm going to do that. The stream shouldn't stop. Huh. Oh. Well, I just lost my tabs. No biggie, but annoying. Let me... Okay, right. So, live chat. My libraries. I use pretty much my own libraries the entire time. So, for example, screws. This provides me with different things like a dynamic array implementation. That's fairly advanced too. Like I can have typed dynamic arrays, even though C doesn't really have generics. I have a lexer utility to make lexers a little less painful to write. I have string slices. I have like this abstraction over a sleep function. I have this, which I kind of just made for completion, but I don't really use it. And then my argument parser library, which is how I make robust CLI parsers without reinventing the wheel every time. So APIC. And it's like, for example, what I use, when I say CLI parser, I mean like the capability to handle flags and stuff. So for example, this uses APIC for subcommands and whatnot. And it just makes things a little easier. No one likes graphics programming because it is so fragmented with all these proprietary standards and ecosystems and abstractions and libraries and things that you need just to get started. It's also like convoluted. And you might write an application that works just fine on your hardware but doesn't on someone else's hardware. And then you end up spending 20 years trying to get your application to run on literally everything. That's why people hate graphics programming. Yeah, just learn C. It's pretty much all you need. Yeah, it's not portable. Graphics programming is never portable. Like, your most portable solution is to get another abstraction like SDL, which does all the painful shit for you. Yeah, it sucks. That's why I'm using SDL right here, because I don't want to worry about, like, oh, OpenGL, GLFW needs to use X11. I don't want to worry about that. I just want to get a fucking window open and draw stuff. SDL. It's, maybe you know what Raylib is. It's like Raylib, but a little more pro mode. It also doesn't clobber namespaces. So, and Valve pretty much uses it for all of their games. And it's written in C. So the problem with Raylib, for example, is C doesn't have namespaces. So you might include Raylib, create an enum that defines like log info, for example, if you want logging, and I'll also enable syntax highlighting here in a second. Set language C. So you might, you might have something like this, and then all of a sudden Raylib's saying, sorry, but I define log info. So you have these collisions that don't happen with SDL, because in SDL everything's prefixed, like SDL underscore. SDL underscore init. And this is because C does not have namespaces, which is mildly annoying, but it's okay. Like, for example, you don't go Raylib init window. No, you just go init window. This is my biggest pet peeve with Raylib. This is why I don't use it for anything outside of a demo. What I do like Raylib for are demos, like I said. And that's because Raylib is so stupid simple to get a window open. Like, all of this code in Raylib is just like 2 lines of code. Init window, close window. Const char error, SDL get error. Failed to create window and render. Go to fail. I'm surprised you use a regular one. I am using a tile manager. I'm using Hyperland. It's a tiling window manager compositor thing. Yeah, I'm writing my own reusable libraries. Actually, most of what I do when it comes to programming is writing libraries. I very rarely write stuff that uses libraries. I usually am the one writing libraries. Floating mode. You can tell windows to float. Oh yeah, thanks. It's my personal music collection. Yeah, you can for example, I have it to where if I hit Mod F, the window goes in floating, or goes back in tiling, and then while holding the mod key, I can use my mouse to drag or resize. Oh no, that's another reason I actually quite like Kitty. No accidental window closes. Right, what else? Look at how clean that suggestions bar is. No unnecessary crap. I can't type today. There we go. It's been a long day. And as mentioned before, I'm pretty sad about the fact that I broke my phone and had to wipe my 2-year-old Gentoo installation. Right, okay, so I'm done with, looks like, let's see. Right, so now I just get a basic rendering loop going. Oh, I should also do a cleanup code before I forget. Window, so I clean renderer, then window, then SDL quit. Yep. If graphics renderer is not null, SDL destroy renderer. Fuck. There we go. Graphics renderer. And then I'll just do the same for the window. Like that. Yes. I have a Google Pixel 9a with Graphene OS on it, so as you can imagine, I'm pretty sad about the fact that I cracked it. It's not broken, it's just cracked. But it's like the first crack it's ever had, and it's a new phone. That's actually the first time I've cracked a phone screen, too, so it sucks. Remove the scratch using OpenGL. What do you mean? What do you mean remove the scratch? Graphene OS based. Oh yeah. Why? Oh, I need to include my little generated CMake file. Why is this saying string? Oh, right. You don't need string for snprintf. It comes from stdio. Right. Okay. Good. Now I will have a while true. Or while not quit, rather. Bool quit false. SDL event. Guess I don't need to initialize it. Safety. Poll event, get event. What was the function? Poll event. I was close, but yet so far. Oh, caps lock. Graphics renderer. Render cleared, right, yeah. So I'll do 0x40, 0x40, 0x40s, and 0xFF for now. Yeah. SDL render clear. Graphics renderer. SDL present renderer present. What was the function? Render present, yeah. Graphics renderer. Yes. And I'll draw a rectangle too. Rect. Alright, let's see if this works. Right, I need to link to SDL. How do I add SDL again? It's like SDL3, or just SDL. Target link libraries, that should be good enough. Project name private SDL3. I'll probably update that later to be more CMake-y. Yeah, there we go. SDL's working. Oh, it has a lifetime warranty for the screen? That's cool. But don't you void the warranty by installing Graphene OS? Uh-huh. Oh. GOS, the Google OS. Yeah, C is super easy. I honestly don't know. I'll look into it after the stream, probably. Yeah, I know it is expensive. Yeah, debloating Graphene OS though is like that extra step that's much needed. No amount of debloating can reach the pure joy. Okay, I'm gonna go have to eat dinner in a second. Hold on. I wanna at least see what this looks like. Did I choose a good geometry? Yeah, I think I chose a good geometry. That looks pretty good. Oh. There we go. now I'm gonna leave off there for now and go eat dinner. What I'll do is I'll start a new stream and I'll title it Working on Cosmosynth or whatever. So see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hopefully soon, like in an hour or so. So bye-bye to this stream.